Mr. Heavyweight Boxing Today.
Hey, what's up, man? This is Chris the Nightmare Jarrell, and you're watching Mr. Boxing Today on YouTube.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? Alright, man, so the last 4 videos I did about the Jarrell Miller-Gerald Washington fight, I've just been sitting back, reading the comments. Appreciate all you guys, man, for leaving comments on the videos. And kind of mixed results, man. Some people aren't impressed with Jarrell Miller. Some of you guys want it kind of both ways, though. You know, one minute you guys said that being that big, there's no way he can last deep into the fight, and then shit, when I was watching the fight, it looked like Jarrell Washington was the one that was having problems with his stamina. You know what I mean? So, but you know, on my channel, man, every fighter I've heard, just reading the comment section, no matter if I'm talking about a 5-0 prospect or I'm talking about Joseph Parker, Wilder, or Joshua, Klitschko, Ortiz, fans are always saying they're not impressed, right? The Joseph Parker fight with Razvan Kanjanu, a lot of fans, you guys go check the comment section, not impressed. They think Parker's the weakest title holder. People couldn't believe he couldn't get rid of Razvan Kanjanu, right? Deontay Wilder, do I really need to even explain myself with that one? People are always criticizing him. The Duopa fight, a lot of people were not impressed with that one. A lot of people were not impressed with the Washington fight, although he's winning these fights. You know, so people are always criticizing, right? Anthony Joshua, some people, you know, in my comment sections, fans, they think he's chinny because of the Vladimir Klitschko fight. They seen him get dropped. They seen him tired as hell in that fight. He looked very lumbering before he caught his second win and took control of the fight again. But he was tired and dropped and looked lumbering in that fight. Luis Ortiz, a lot of fans were not impressed with the David Allen performance or the Malik Scott performance. So Jarrell Miller being criticized is common, really. You know what I mean? So to me, shit, he's right. He's right where he needs to be. You know what I mean? He looks vulnerable enough to where you think he can lose a fight. And he also looks the part of, man, maybe this style of fighting can work in his favor. As far as his weight, this 298. Now, there were some fans I seen leaving comments saying, man, he looked better in the Fred Cassie fight. He was 296 pounds for the Fred Cassie fight, man. So maybe him fighting at this weight like this, man, maybe this makes him who he is, if that makes sense to some of you. You know, I heard some people say, man, he should lose weight, get down to 270, 275. Maybe this what makes him him. Maybe being 290, 298, 296, maybe this makes him who he is. He carries the weight well, if that makes sense. He kind of carries the weight well. He doesn't look completely out of shape. You know, it kind of looks like I've said this before, like an NFL lineman. You know, and as far as his weight, man, he's been a lot lower than this. He was down I believe he was down like in his like 255 at one point, and then I think it was, I should have looked this up before I did this video, but it was either going into the Joey Daweko fight, or I think it was the fight after, maybe the fight before, but it was around that Joey Daweko fight where Miller, in 30 days, it was literally 30 days, he had 2 fights in between, or he had 2 fights, and it was 30 days in between the fight. He put on, I think it was either from 40 to 50 pounds in 30 days. And ever since then, he's been, you know, big like this 290 or whatever. So it's just so hard to tell, man, because, you know, I watched the fight with Washington, and I knew there was a chance that his stamina, that, you know, he would have better stamina than Jarrell Washington based on the training that I've seen Jarrell do. I've seen him train MMA style within the last year. And this is a guy coming off 11 months of being out of the ring. His last fight was Cassie. That was a little over 11 months ago. And he came in there like he's been fresh the whole year against Washington. You know, but I seen him train with Rashad Evans, former UFC champion. And they're doing some grappling. They were doing some kicking, striking. I mean, they're doing everything. They're rolling around, getting back up. I mean, he's training with these MMA guys, man. I even uploaded the video on my channel. And I was impressed seeing him move around like that. Even his K1 fights, man. So he's always coming forward, always being the aggressor. Even the fight, you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. It just looks weird seeing a big guy like this come forward and have all this stamina. And and I thought he was doing a great job in the fight with Washington, placing his punches. He wasn't putting everything on every punch. He was throwing some shots to get Washington's hands out of place and get his body out of place and get him off balance. Then he was trying to place hard shots in there after he threw about 3 or 4 shots to open him up. And then he'll place a shot, then place another hard shot. And then he'll kind of throw punches, place another hard shot, place another hard shot. You know what I mean? He was doing that type of thing. Usually that's a lot of guys practice that type of shit on the heavy bag. You know what I mean? So thought he was doing that. He isn't a robot. I did see him slowing down a little bit, but for the most part, he kept coming forward, man. He had better stamina than Washington. You know what I mean? But he was hitting Washington with some good body shots, backing him up, man, taking those legs away. But yeah, as far as just what I'm seeing from a lot of you guys in the comment section, not being impressed. Shit, welcome to the party. You know what I mean? Miller just is welcome to the party with everybody else. Everybody else, fans always say they're not impressed by this guy, or they wasn't impressed by this performance or that performance or whatever. So, shit, even Dominic Breazeale, his performance with Iju Gono, even though he won the fight, some people are not impressed. He's slow, he's this, he's that. Man, look, when you got dudes in there 6'6", 7", 6'5", 240, 50, 60 pounds, they're not going to look like welterweights, man. Nobody's going to be moving around the ring like Terrence Crawford. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to be smooth and on rhythm like Rigondeaux and Lomachenko and all. They're just not going to move like that. Even Deontay Wilder, as quick and as athletic as he is, he still looks kind of gangly and, off balance sometimes, and because he's fucking 6'7", you know what I mean? So it's not going to look fluid like that all the time. Even Vladimir Klitschko, future Hall of Famer, he has his times where he looks kind of clumsy and falling and holding and grabbing sometimes. You know what I mean? Anthony Joshua in the fight with, and I'm not making an excuse for Miller. I'm just being, I'm 6'5", 240 pounds myself. I've been in boxing gyms, so I know how it feels to get in there and spar and move around, and shit just doesn't look as fluid all the time, man. You know what I mean? I had one dude criticize me in one of my, I was doing a video. You guys know when I use my bag for my Keys to Victory videos that I do. For those of you that don't know about it, go to my playlist, check out my Keys to Victory, and I use my heavy bag to demonstrate some of the fight breakdowns. And people leaving comments, oh, you look goofy, you look big and slow. It's like, shit, I am big. You know what I mean? Like, I am big, man. So people aren't going to look like lightweights in there, man. You know what I mean? So I've seen all these dudes in vulnerable situations. I've seen all these dudes tired. Parker, Ortiz, Joshua. I mean, I've seen them all tired and vulnerable at some point in some fight. You know what I mean? So nobody's perfect. Now, would I favor Jarrell Miller over guys like Wilder and Joshua? No, I wouldn't favor him. But if he can find a way to get past their jab, get on their chest, push them back, and if he can absorb the punches that they are landing on him, and he can work through that and try to break them down to the body and that type of stuff, and put that type of pressure, that 300-pound pressure and nonstop moving his hands type shit, I don't know what'll happen, especially like in a Wilder fight, because Wilder, I seen him, get his eyes puffed up and get stunned by Molina, get his eyes puffed up against Duhaupas when they're kind of fighting close range. Who knows if he was to fight like that, if Miller was to step right to him, take away his right hand. Who knows what would happen in a fight like that. I think Joshua will have a better chance on the inside or fighting a close range fight with Miller. I think Joshua is a better combination puncher. I think Wilder's I think he's a better one punch. I think he has more one punch power than Joshua, but I think Joshua has more power fighting or throwing combinations. And being up close and letting punches go, especially that uppercut. You know what I mean? But who's to say how Joshua would react if he's on the ropes trying to fight off the ropes like that, or Wilder, if they got in those positions with Miller. You know what I mean? But definitely Miller will be, he's definitely going to be counted out by a lot of fans if he were to fight guys like that. If he makes his way up to those, to a title shot. So we will see, man. We will see. That's what I love about the heavyweight division. What I love about boxing, period. We will see. We can argue all day in the comment sections and blah, blah, blah. But the moment of truth is when these dudes step in the ring and we see what happens. I've seen a lot of fans say that Miller's no different than Stavern, and even heard one dude say he's no better than David Allen, which I don't know if that was just a joke, but I think he offers way more than David Allen. Allen is a tough kid though; he is very tough, you know. But I think Miller's better than him. Heard some people compare him to Chisora and Chris Arreola. Yeah, he's a pressure fighter. He's a pressure fighter, you know. So if he can take a shot, man, and take away guys' weapons and, you know, get on their chest and make it a, you know, that type of fight, I guess we'll see. You know, but I like what I seen yesterday, man. You know, I like what I seen yesterday. He put a high work rate. He was there to be hit, you know, but big heavyweights in there, man. Not lightweights, you know what I mean? But yes, he is. He was there to be hit. He's the type of guy that can give and take. I don't know if it was more of him saying, you know what, I'm going to stay this close to you. I know Washington's going to hit me with some shots. But maybe in the first 2 rounds, he just figured, Washington really ain't got nothing for me. So maybe he was, you know, he stayed on the inside like that and was able, you know, wanted to trade with Washington because he knew there was really nothing that he was going to get hurt with. Maybe he got that confidence in there. I'm not really sure, man. But maybe this is just Miller. You know, again, like I think he should lose weight, but then at the same time, it's like, hey, maybe if he got down to 275 or something like that, maybe that wouldn't make him who he is, if that makes sense. Maybe that, you know, maybe being this big makes him who he is. I don't know. You know, but just my opinion. You know, I'm just reading the comments, man, and yeah, it's nothing new. Every fighter that I do videos about gets criticized. Like I said, whether it's a 3-0 prospect or a guy that has a title. You know, I've heard them all get criticized, and people are not impressed with everybody. So good, they can all get in the ring. Since everybody has mixed results about everybody, they should all get in the ring and fight. But I would like to see Miller fight Dillian Whyte. Maybe they could set that up for some type of title eliminator, maybe for the WBO, since both guys are rated in the top 10 of the WBO. I think both guys are rated in the top 10 of the IBF and WBA. I know Miller's not in the WBC, but I know they're both rated in the top 10 of the WBO in another sanction, but I just can't think right now. But maybe they can fight in an eliminator, and then the winner of that can fight somebody in another eliminator, then the winner of that can have a title shot, something like that. You know what I mean? But the Dillian Whyte fight is a fight I want to see for sure. You know what I mean? And maybe they can set up, you know, and then let me not forget about the guys across the pond, not just Dillian Whyte, but guys like Lucas Brown and Christian Hammer and Pulev. All those guys, too. I know Pulev's waiting for his title shot with Joshua through the IBF. The reason why I don't name a lot of those guys sometimes when I'm talking about the American guys, because there's some fights here that can be made. But let's not get it twisted. There are some other fights across the pond, not just Dillian Whyte, but some other guys from different countries that'll be some good fights as well. You know what I mean? You got Oscar Rivas up there in Canada. You really can't get a license down here, though, in the U.S. He keeps failing that eye exam. He has a I think it says right retina. It's kind of fucked up. So, I don't know, man. But there's a lot of other good fights. Ajit Kabayel's out there from Germany. Tom Schwartz, Michelle Wallace. But I think the notable fights, though, will be against Dillian Whyte, Dominic Breazeale, Andy Ruiz, guys like that. But Dillian Whyte is the front runner. That's the fight that I want to see. But, yeah, man, just my final thoughts from this weekend. I did quite a few Miller Washington videos, but just my final thoughts. I watched the fight again this morning. So I'm just reading comments while I was watching the fight, man. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. I'm gone.